Hey! WolfGxngDon, never lagging. 2K bills to the fraction. Breaking it down to the pound, puts news and views on tips to get you cracking. It don't stop till we on top, boy. Brick by brick, we gotta build. Give a like and drop a sub. This WolfGxngDon, you know it's real. Never chill. No. Sauce it up, we stacking, getting bills. Peep the traction, getting badges. 2K champ, this how it feels. This the dawn, yeah. Running it up, no time to play. You know what's on, yeah. The greatest builds inside 2K.
First things first, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm dropping build videos pretty often on 2K23. So alright man, in today's video I got a center build for y'all. It is an inside center, plays crazy defense, finishes crazy around the rim. Alright man, let's get right into it. First things first is a center build. Right-handed, jersey number is completely up to you. Let's get into these body settings. We got a 6'11", 238 pound, 7'9" wingspan, and I'd just like to go with compact because it makes the build look a little skinnier and not as strong as it actually is, man. So alright, starting off with the finishing. Close shot, we're gonna take this kinda high. We want to be an inside finishing build. We're gonna go with a 91 on the close shot. Now for driving layup, we're not gonna go high with this at all. We're gonna take it up to a 55, and that is all. Now with that being said, before you take shots up, if you don't want to be punished for having a low driving layup, make sure that you stop before you do it. Once you get close to the rim, it'll count as a close shot, but if you're running when you lay the ball up, it's going to count as a driving layup every time. Now for the driving dunk, we're going to take this up to a 75, which is decent for a driving dunk, help you get some of those oops off. Standing dunk, we're going to take that up to a 90, and if you look at the tier 3 badges, that's what we're going for, that gold, rise up, and the gold fast switch. Those are very important to this build. Now for post control, we're going to take this up to an 87. Pay special attention to drop stepper and back down punisher. Those badges are also very important to this build. Make you be able to bully some of those guys down low in the paint. Slithery finisher, don't sleep on that either. For this build, I wouldn't really suggest Giant Slayer. You don't need that much, but post spin technician. I've been learning how to do the post spin lately, and it is a good move to use. All you got to do is when you're in the post up animation, holding L2, take the right stick and go in like a half circle towards whatever shoulder you want to spin to. Now for the mid-range shot, we're going to take this up to a 73. We want to be able to hit those post shots, post fades very consistently. And just a bonus tip, whenever you put on your post fade, put on Harrison Barnes. It's probably one of the best ones in the game. Now for the free throw, we're going to take this up to a 69. And with the 69, as long as you know your release timing on your free throw, I use free throw 7. If you use that, you'll be good to go, man. Just release it at the top. You'll hit it almost every time. And for the pass accuracy, we're going to take this up to a 76 to go ahead and get that gold break starter. Very important badge. Make sure you can throw it down the court. I wouldn't go less than this. Maybe a 75, but 76 is that sweet spot so you can actually make those passes down the court. If not, it's going to result in a lot of turnovers. Now, the best part about this build is the defense, man. Leave ball handle where it is. Leave speed with ball exactly where it is at that 25. But the interior D on this build, we're going higher than I normally go, and this is because we want the hands-up defense to actually be useful. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take this up to an 88, and that does get you the ability to get post lockdown on gold, one of the most important badges if you want to use that badge. We also will be going and taking the perimeter defense up to a 70, so we can still defend on the perimeter. This build is only 6'11", so you kind of want to be nimble out there. For the steal, we're going to take this up to a 61 so you can play the passing lanes just a little bit, not crazy like most of my other builds that I make. We can't get that up to a 78 and still have everything else we want on this build. Now for the block, you're going to max that out at a 99. Get that Hall of Fame anchor, Hall of Fame pogo. We're going to double core on defense to make sure we can get all of those badges and run them at the same time. Now offensive rebound, we're not going to go high with that, but we'll take the defensive rebound up to a 94. So we can get that box out beast on Hall of Fame. Offensive rebound, we're going to take that up to a 72. It will be serviceable. You'll be able to get your own misses. I do that all the time in the rec. I just recently started playing with this build. Definitely worth having at least a little bit of offensive rebound. But if you do want to save a couple attribute points to put somewhere else, that's a good spot to take them from, either that or the steal. Now for the speed, we're going to take this up to a 69. A decent speed for a big man. You are 6'11". You'll be able to get up and down the court pretty easily. For the acceleration, we're going to take that up to a 62. Strength, we're going to take that up to an 86. The vertical, we're going to take that up to an 80. You will need it for a lot of the dunks that you're going to want to do. Now for the stamina, we can go ahead and max that out at a 90, and the build is complete. We got 22 finishing badges, 8 shooting, 9 playmaking, and 28 of them things on defense. So I took all my extra badges, I put 3 into finishing, and I put 4 into defense. I'll show y'all my build in a little bit, but we're gonna talk about these takeovers real quick. So for me, with that 73 mid-range, I do want to do post shots. I'm working on doing the post hook now. Still working on it. Still working on that one. That one's a little bit tougher than I thought. And then for the second takeover, we got stuff blocks. I think that is a little bit better than paint intimidation and interior badge drop. Neither one of those things seem to do much for me personally. So I like to use stuff blocks. I feel like you get the same bonuses from paint intimidation, but you actually get some good, you know, snatch block animations. Now we'll go ahead and finish up the build so we can talk about these shades of, and it comes with a decent name. You've probably seen this one a few times, but shades of Marcus Camby, Rudy Gobert, and Robert Williams III. Comes out as a two-way interior finisher. Let's go ahead and test the build so I can show y'all the best badges to put on here, and then we'll show y'all the badges that I have so far on the build. I'm only up to a 93, so it's gonna be a little bit before I can get everything on, but let's get into these finishing badges real quick. So on the finishing badges, I do have drop stepper on Hall of Fame. Like I said, there is something about post spin technician. I want to have that on there too. That's why I added those 3 badges. So once you add those 3 badges into finishing, you'll be able to get that thing on gold. I got Slithery on bronze. I feel like that is a very important badge for any build that plans on finishing a lot down in the paint. That'll help you beat the defense just a little bit. We got Fearless Finisher on gold along with Back Down Punisher. Now Aerial Wizard, if you want to be able to use that, you're probably going to have to double core finishing badges, which is not a bad idea, but I just think it's more beneficial to use the double core on defense. Now for shooting, literally the only badge that matters on here for this build is Mini Magician. Anything else is completely up to you. That's all I have right now. I think I got Slippery Off Ball on silver, but yeah, that's the important one right there. I'm not going to core anything on shooting because I'm not using shooting cores, and those other double cores, so double finishing or double defense, don't allow you to core a shooting badge as well. Now for the playmaking, the very important badge on this one is Break Starter. Easy to core, just keep using it in the game. You don't even have to make like a full court pass or a crazy pass. As long as you know, pass the ball out from the break, after you get the defensive rebound, you'll activate the badge. And then vice grips. Make sure you put this on as well. And you'll have a couple badges left over to do whatever you want to do after you core Break Starter. Now, when it comes to defense, this is what I'm doing for right now, because on this, I don't have those extra 4 badges that I would have to be able to run post lockdown. But we got a Hall of Fame anchor, Hall of Fame pogo. I feel like that is very important for this build because you're going to have to jump a lot, especially when you go up against those taller builds. If you want to run brick wall, you can run that instead of pogo. Not a bad idea at all. Then we got Rebound Chaser on gold, Chase Down on gold, Box Out Beast on Hall of Fame. And this is for 2 things, man. Box Out Beast helps you get that position inside. So let's say you're going for offensive board. This will help you get that swim move that you've been looking for to be able to get around the person so you can get your team another shot. Then we got Off Ball Pest, put that on bronze. I don't feel like this badge needs to be that high for a big. I mean, for the most part, you know where that other big is going. And with that Hall of Fame anchor, you'll be able to get them. Also with that chase down, you'll be able to get that chase down. And then we got Interceptor on bronze as well. This build doesn't have a crazy high steal, just so you can play passing lanes a little bit for the obvious steals that are gonna be there a lot of the time. And this is what I got so far as like attributes go. I am a 92. I can be a 93 in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and put this build up in a minute, but I got a pretty decent close shot. Make sure you put post control and all other stuff on it before you make the build. Of course, you still want to be able to shoot if you want to be able to shoot at least middies, you need to go ahead and put that mid-range shot all the way up. So even if you're at 85 or a 90, you can still shoot. Put the passing accuracy all the way up. I wouldn't suggest going all the way up with the block up until, you know, you get to 99. I mean, it'll make the build better, of course, but just go up to a 93 for the time being, and definitely put your defensive rebound up to a 94 so you can get Hall of Fame box out. And then I pretty much always max the physicals on my new build just to make the build decent. But for yourself, when you put the build up to a 90, I mean, the one stat you could probably do without, I would say, is acceleration. So if you can only go up to an 85, maybe leave that acceleration low. You don't really need it much when you're first getting started on the build. And then for the badge, this is what I'm running right now. I don't have Rise Up just yet. I haven't really been grinding badges. I really just took this into wreck and just been running with randoms and a couple homies every now and then. But we got Back Down Punisher, Fearless Finisher, Slithery, and Drop Stepper. Some decent badges to start. Like I said, these are the only two I have right now, and I'm shooting decent with it. I mean, I make more than half of them. Between Midi Magician and Slippery Off Ball, you'll be alright. Playmaking badges, I think I just got my last one. So I got Break Starter and Vice Grip on. Both some very solid badges. Like I said, Break Starter, I've only been playing a few rec games with this build. Almost got it maxed out on gold. Told y'all it was easy to get. Now with Defensive Rebounder, I don't have Anchor maxed out yet. So I literally just put the badge on. I was getting blocks before I had Anchor. But Rebound Chaser, I'm almost done with that. And then I got Box Out Beats and Chase Down both on, and Off Ball Pest on silver. Probably move that over to Interceptor in a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. I'll catch y'all boys in the next one. It's your boy Don, and I'm up out of here. And if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.
Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby, down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the